Everyone on social media talks about self-love as if it's a trend or an aesthetic, but what they don't actually share with you is the practices to embody on your journey to self-love. And self-love is a journey, not a destination. Hello, my name is Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, we talk about all things higher self-activation. So if this sounds good to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you 5 practices that you can use on your journey to self-love. Now, the first practice that I want to share with you is self-care rituals. Now, I'm not talking about bubble baths. I'm talking about the habits that you build and looking out for yourself as if you were a child, because self-love is also about reparenting yourself to then feel safe and trusting yourself to be able to actually take care of yourself. Some habits may include eating healthy, getting some movement in, paying attention to your inner child and the activities that the child version of you liked to do when you were a kid, and actually making the time to do those activities to honor your inner child. Now, one of the self-care rituals that I wanted to present to you today is actually the sponsor of today's video, so thank you so much to Ayana Crystals for sponsoring today's video. This is one of the necklaces from Ayana Crystals, and it is actually a locket. This has garnet on it, it's in the shape of a heart, and it's absolutely beautiful. They are handmade in Bali, and I absolutely love this because I was staying in Bali for around 4 months, and I'm actually gonna go back after I'm done visiting Thailand. But these are handmade from Bali and they ship all across the US as well. And they not only have lockets, but they also have beautiful crystals. So I highly recommend for you to go check them out. The really beautiful part about this is that it's not only a necklace, it's also a locket that you can put something inside. And what it comes with is a flower-shaped bamboo design that is blessed by shamans in Bali. What you do with this is you take one of the petals off and you write an intention on it, and then you put it in the locket, and it's always a subconscious reminder of your intention. So it's really great for manifestation, and I've noticed such a huge difference while wearing it as well. So be sure to go check out Ayana Crystals, and thank you so much to Ayana Crystals for sponsoring today's video. Now, the second practice for self-love is to actually keep promises to yourself. You know those friends who will literally make plans with you, and then all of a sudden on the day that you're supposed to go out, they bail on you. I don't want you to be doing that to yourself, because I feel like a lot of times people will start to bail on themselves. They'll say that they're gonna work out and then they don't, or they'll say that they're gonna go on a solo date and then they don't, and it really hinders the self-trust within you and hurts your self-love. Actually keeping the promises to yourself that you make is going to make a huge difference in the way that you show up and love yourself as well. Now, the third practice that I want to share with you is loving yourself in all 5 love languages. Now, we always expect a partner to love us in the way that we want to be loved, but do you actually do it for yourself? The 5 love languages are quality time, acts of service, physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation. Now, there is a quiz online where you can go on there and see what your top love languages are. Mine vary depending on the season of life I'm in. Usually what happens for me is whenever I'm lacking in one area, I'll crave that love in a different form, if that makes sense. So figure out what your top love languages are, and I highly recommend you to really figure out how you can love yourself in all of the love languages, because all 5 are super important. Physical touch could be going and treating yourself to a massage, or even just taking a bath and rubbing lotion on yourself. Those are all ways that you could show yourself love by physical touch. Now, another way is acts of service. This could be meal prepping and making sure that you're set for the rest of the week in order to be able to eat and go about your day-to-day life without stress. That would be a form of acts of service. Or cleaning your house in the beginning of the week, making sure that for the rest of the week you won't have to worry about cleaning so much. And then for words of affirmation, I highly recommend doing affirmations in the mirror, or you can literally just look up an affirmation track on YouTube and put in headphones, lay down, meditate, whatever it is that you want to do, and say words of affirmation to yourself. And another way is to give gifts to yourself. So this is another one of the love love languages, and I feel like when people think of gift giving and love languages, they think of materialistic things, and it's not necessarily the case, right? Have you been eyeing an outfit that you really, really want, but you haven't bought yet? Go get the outfit. And this could be for a special occasion, it could be for no reason, it could be a weekly thing. The last love language is quality time. Spending quality time with yourself is super important because you're the only one that lives in your head for the entire day. However, most people aren't super present with themselves. They're usually around other people, or they're usually doing an activity to keep their mind off of things. So are you actually spending quality time with yourself and getting to know yourself on a deeper level? Most people will claim that they know themselves, but do they really know themselves outside of their comfort zone, meaning their house or their workspace or the activity that they always go and do? Try to spend quality time with yourself in different ways to get yourself out of your comfort zone, to actually start to get to know yourself. So those are the 5 love languages that I highly recommend for you to start loving yourself with. Start with one and then work your way to the rest, and start with the one that's most exciting to you because you'll be most likely to do it. From quality time, that leads me on to solo dates. Solo dating is something that I absolutely love because you can take yourself on any type of solo date. You can go for a walk, you could go to the movies, you can go to a restaurant. My favorite is going to a restaurant, but I try to stay away from that nowadays because I've done it so many times and I'm so used to like that being my form of solo dates. So really try and figure out what it is that you would like, let's say, a partner to take you out on a date on. Do it for yourself and see what happens. And there are some quote unquote rules to solo dating. I'll mention a few. One of them meaning, at least for me, I typically don't like to talk to someone as if I'm about to hang out with them. Because let's say you're on a date with a partner and somebody comes up to you, they asks you for your number. You wouldn't say, "Oh yeah, of course." No, you would say, "Actually, I'm on a date right now." Right? So do the same thing for yourself. Honor your own space, and if you want to talk to someone, sure, but at least have the space for yourself in order to spend time with yourself and not get distracted by other people around you. You can also read a book if you would like to. I typically don't. If I do anything, I will bring a journal. Another rule is to stay off of your phone because that's just a distraction and it's not actually spending time with yourself. Okay, the last practice is to set boundaries. Now, this is something that's been an ongoing practice for me, and sometimes I'm better at it than others, but this is something that really helps you build self-trust, because if you don't set boundaries with people or even yourself, you then start to lose trust within yourself and your self-love tends to dim. If something's been on your mind or something's been bothering you, or someone does something that you don't necessarily agree with, it's okay to set a boundary, and you can do it very calmly and subtly as well. It doesn't have to be this big ordeal, which I used to think it was. Really just honor yourself and your needs, and most of the time it's not as big of a deal as you think it is. And most of the times when people have problems setting boundaries, it normally comes from a people-pleasing mentality, which comes from early childhood. So really undoing what you've learned in early childhood from that people-pleasing state can really help with your healing journey and also your self-love journey. So that is it for today's video. It was definitely a shorter one, and your homework for today is to do one of these practices throughout the week consistently and write in your journal how you felt before and after, and watch the difference in your self-love. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and thank you so much to Ayana Crystals for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!